Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your monthly tarot reading for the month of December. My name is Wendy, and I have shuffled and laid the cards. I haven't looked at them yet. We will also get some oracles for some further information. Okay, Aries, let's see what we've got. The Chariot. The Six of Wands. Okay, so you've got reason to celebrate. I think a lot of you could be feeling like you're moving forward this month. I'm seeing promotions. I'm seeing, wow, the Nine of Cups. You're very happy about this. You're very happy about this. Something is really going in your favor. The Lovers. Wow. Contracts. If you're in a relationship, you're moving things to the next level. If you're dating somebody or if you've been single, there could definitely be a significant person this month who comes toward you. Maybe you go toward them. This person is a good influence on you. This is someone who acts with a strong sense of morality. They've got a moral compass that guides them through life. It feels like they have good manners. They like to do things the right way. You're going to be so pleased about something here. Going to be so pleased. I really see assets as well, real estate. Could be a new car. The Chariot could very well be a new car. Contracts, something that kind of binds you to a place. We do have these two red suns as well, so there's something about that sunset. A lot of sunset colors. So maybe a lot of this takes place in the evening. A lot of you could just be inspired by nature, like what's going on around you. Yeah, the Page of Wands. Okay, Six of Cups, Page of Wands. Wow, the King of Cups. The Nine of Swords, though. It's like you've got all these amazing things going that you might find that life is moving really fast. And even though I think Aries is like stereotyped as being a sign that maybe moves quickly or moves, jumps headfirst into things, which can sometimes be true. I really see that you want to do something the right way. You want to do it carefully, which could be causing this little bit of doubt, or things are just moving so fast that you're like, oh man, is it perfect? Is it good enough? Is it, you're kind of maybe wishing that you had more time to assess. But let's not worry too much about that Nine of Swords right now. This is just an overview for the month. Okay, so the first week especially is really a big week of moving forward. It's like you want to show up for someone, you want to be the good person, the good influence. Really, really drawn to that Six of Wands for you, like a laurel wreath, celebrating victory, the Chariot celebrating victory. You're able to move things forward. You're able to exert your will and your vision to create the life that you want. You're getting a green light from the universe, which says, go forward, go for it. This is a yes, this is a green light, so please hit the gas. It's time to move forward. I really see travel. I see a lot. I don't know if a lot of you are, doing something good for the community, maybe helping those in need, especially at this time of year. It's like making someone's day by showing up, dropping something on the doorstep. I kind of see that motion through the neighborhood. Page of Wands as well, Six of Cups. Like, I want to help the less fortunate. I want to help children. I want to help maybe my old neighborhood where I grew up. I want to go back and reconnect with someone, or feels like there's a lot of memories as well. This month seems to be rife with memories and nostalgia, but really feeling good. It looks like in the second week, there's an establishment of what was begun in the first week. The second week, it's like it was accepted. It was accepted. And I really see in the first 2 weeks that there are two complementary energies that work really well as a team. They work well as a unit because they harmonize each other. They balance each other. They contrast each other just enough that it works so beautifully. And I really see an emphasis on the self in the second week as well, just feeling really good about where you're at. There could be something that like you're secretly really happy about. That Nine of Cups is interesting. It's like, I mean, he looks like Jesus there at the Last Supper, doesn't he? But that Nine of Cups really symbolizes a feeling of contentment within yourself, making yourself happy. It could be indulgence, it could be something that's left over for you, something that you keep just for yourself. I think you get what you want. Your wish is granted, your wish is fulfilled. You get what you want. You're very happy. And it feels like, too, there's this acceptance of self, like maybe a part of you that you felt like you had to keep secret from people, or maybe just, oh, it's just for my enjoyment only. Like, I don't really tell people about this. And that's okay. You still maybe still keeping it to yourself, but it feels like you're more accepting of that part of you. So I don't know if there has been some shame or embarrassment or just, this inner conflict when it comes to how you feel about an aspect of yourself, something you're interested in, something, I don't know, but it's very inner, it's very inner life. And there could have been an inner conflict, that Nine of Swords, there could have been an inner conflict, but it feels like you finally accept yourself. It feels like you finally accept yourself. You're in paradise. Everything's harmonized. You're in paradise. It's beautiful. Heading into the second half of the month, it's solstice. My favorite of the year, solstice. We'll have Yule, we'll have Christmas, we'll have all the celebrations that the holidays bring in December. And I see a lot of visits. It's interesting too, this body language here where they're both offering something that's conical. Hers is a goblet. This one is perhaps a hat or some kind of, it's a pyramid. It's like a souvenir. It's like a souvenir of where he's been, because right, he's got the pyramids and he's handing over this. That's an isosceles triangle, that's an equilateral triangle, so I don't know, but maybe it's supposed to represent the pyramids, but it feels like, there's this adventurousness and this representation of what that adventure is. I feel, okay, this is what it is. The shape is very important. The shape of something, the shape. Third week of December, the shape. I'm really noticing the shape of his boots in particular. Like they look like barefoot boots, barefoot shoes. Ones that are foot shaped and that allow for natural configuration of the toes, and maybe a zero drop that helps the ankle line up with the toes, which leads to better posture overall, greater strength. And helps you walk further, right? Because you really want to adventure. You want to go farther. You're gonna be on your feet. You're gonna be quite literally, I think, walking around. There's a journey this month, and the shape of something is important. I think it's important that you honor the true shape of something. And I know that sounds a bit cryptic and strange, but I think it really applies to a lot of things in life. That's coming up in the second week as well. Accepting your natural shape and honoring that instead of, I don't know if some of you have tortured yourself in the past, because with the Chariot, I see this, it can also be the body and working out and feeling strong in the body, feeling empowered so that you just, no matter what you wear, what you're doing, you feel strong because you take care of your physical vessel, the physical vessel that holds you. And so the first week is very much about that physical existence. The second week is a little more of an internal thing. And then the third week is, again, this like representation of something. And I'm wondering if you're kind of looking at what you've done in the past and maybe where something, it's like water, like the way something took on the shape of its container. Your feet, your plants. Saturn is still in Pisces, so this could quite literally be the structure or the shape of your feet or your bones, and taking better care. I know that's a strange message, but somebody needed to hear it because he's going far. He's walking. Page of Wands too, it's like caroling, like going, around the neighborhood. It's very neighborhood, third house energy, messenger, merchant, mercurial, on the move. But it's short distance, so you can get there and get back home. Your home, you start off with this beautiful base, the Six of Cups. It's my home. This is where I feel safe. These are where my memories are, where I go to recharge. That's that beautiful feeling of comfort and home. I see gifts exchanged as well. I see visitors. So I would expect visitors in the third week. Again, I know it's December, right? So it's that month where, yes, Wendy, visitors for sure. Gifts, obviously, that's all kind of part of it. There's something about too in the third week where it feels like there's an offering that means more to the giver than it does the receiver. Like, I'm just going to continue with this little storyline here again, where the Page of Wands has been to, let's say, Egypt. He's visited the pyramids, and then he brings you a souvenir of the pyramid, and you're like, great. That's your memory. It's not my memory. And with Six of Cups, we are talking about memories. We're talking about nostalgia, and especially in the family dynamics. So there could be like maybe even a little bit of a disagreement between, that's not how I remember it. This is how I remember it. And so there's maybe like, how can we even out the playing field? You do have a lot of sixes. You've got a 6 in the first week, a 6 in the second week, a 6 in the third week. So there is an emphasis on balance this month. And to see the Lovers and the Chariot in one reading is really powerful too, because it means that these two people are moving together as a unit. These two forces recognize that they work better as a team. So they go forward, they join. And the Chariot represents that strength, like that boost you get when you join someone or you join something, and everyone is equally represented. There's a balance. The fourth week, I'm just shuffling some oracles here. The fourth week, you've got the King of Cups with the 9 of Swords. And that's such an interesting dichotomy because the King of Cups means you trust yourself. You feel good about a decision that was made. You're confident with what you've decided upon. You've healed from something. You can really see the distance between yourself and that past influence. And maybe that's where that little disagreement comes from in the third week, where you're realizing, like, the King of Cups, right? You reach that point, you know what? Reflecting on that conversation I had with that person, I've really healed. I've really healed. Or maybe you see that person has really healed, and maybe there's some healing you still have to do based on evidenced by the difference in perspective, the difference in perception and understanding, and how that affected them and how it affects them in the present day. So it's like recognizing where you've healed and feeling quite proud of that, or looking at how someone else has healed and then kind of, I feel like there's a little bit of guilt. I feel like someone here is very sensitive. They're quite empathetic, and maybe that's why they're a little bit, I don't know, feeling guilty or feeling like unsettled, even though we talked it through and I thought we had an understanding. It's like you make a decision and then you're kind of in the heat of the moment. You're like, shit. Is that right? Did I do that right? Is that how I want it? And it's kind of that last week of December, after we're still in Yule, but most of the holidays will have passed, most of them, culturally speaking. And I don't know, it's like there's a little bit of a dichotomy between trusting yourself and feeling good and stable, and quite full, to maybe recognizing where there's an indulgence in something that increases your anxiety or increases your stress level. Because that 9 of Cups and the King, there is something about consumables, the body, what you're ingesting, and how that impacts you psychologically, cognitively. But either way, there's kind of an acceptance of one's individuality, individual self, as well in December for you, Aries. And there could just be a little bit of existential kind of, questioning, or, gee, now that all the hullabaloo's over, what am I left with? There's kind of this or the mess of having to clean up. But she looks really confident, she's moving forward. She's, at the end of the day, these two figures are dressed very differently. They present quite differently, but she almost seems like she's honoring those who've come before her. Or maybe she's in training, and like the people on the battlefield who use these swords, maybe they've fallen, but she honors them she's traveled a long way, and she honors them by taking their swords, picking up their swords and giving them like a resting place. So it feels like, yeah, the end of the month is very much about picking up the pieces and just kind of how do these things sit with you? Okay, you've got wolf, dance, and river. Instinct, celebration, and movement. So yeah, things are really moving along. You've got reason to celebrate. It feels like you are more in tune with your body this month. You're learning to, not learning, maybe you've already been doing this, but just really connected to the body. What does my body want to do? Just don't think about it. Just dance like no one's watching kind of thing, right? Don't think about it too much. Just do it. Instinct. Sorry, it's a little shadowy there. Got a big candle, and it does cast a bit of a shadow, but there's no more glare up here. Hopefully I have fixed that for you, so we're all good. Maybe get an oracle to just round out the reading. The mountain. The mountain. So yeah, there's some kind of obstacle, let's say, to be conquered this month. A mountain of presents, a mountain of things to do, a mountain of garbage. There's so many different ways that can play in. But symbolically speaking, from the Lenormand oracle, the mountain symbolizes an obstacle that is difficult, perhaps. You look at it, you're all the way down here, you're tiny. I really feel like some of you need to pay attention to what your feet are doing, the shape of your feet, the comfort of your feet. But yeah, there's some kind of obstacle, and it does feel like you get some gas and you're able to kind of get up there, and it feels like something you've manifested becomes real. More sunset colors. I know we talked about the sunset. I don't know, is there something about the sun setting that upsets you at this time of year? Because it is that difficulty of seasonal affective disorder, which a lot of people experience. And so what rituals can you implement to comfort yourself? What can you do to start comforting yourself and maybe replace that negative automatic thought with something that is more when you have those thoughts, oh no, winter's here, oh it's dark already, oh no. How can you replace, what would you replace that thought with? Let's say you loved winter, what would you replace it with? What do you do to comfort yourself in those moments and reconciling that relationship with the changing light? Because after solstice, the days get longer. The Lovers and Six of Cups. I do see strong sensuality this month as well, really great physical chemistry, exploring a few different things. But something does require healing in order to move forward. So Aries, that's been your reading for the month of December. Hope it's been inspiring, helpful, all the good things. If you would like to book a reading with me, I'd love to read your cards. My personal readings are about 25 to 30 minutes. If you want a year ahead reading, that might go a little bit longer, but typically my readings are about $50 Canadian. So if you're interested, just shoot me an email. That is in the description box. Just shoot me an email and let's set it up. All right, Aries, have a wonderful month.